Hey everybody, Jackson Kozort here again, and just wanted to provide everyone with a quick update of what's going on down at the Legislative Building. So, session has officially started, and although it doesn't appear like there's a whole lot going on yet, I promise you that there is. In this upcoming week, we expect to see a bill, or maybe even multiple bills, pass through the legislature that look to spend the rest of the federal money sent to us through the CARES Act, which is just going to help for extra relief for the businesses and those citizens that are affected the most by the COVID-19 virus. We're going to keep a close eye on this and keep you all informed to what all this entails and keep you updated as this bill moves along throughout the week. Speaking of COVID, the House has evoked emergency rules again to go virtual. In order to keep members and the staff safe, many committee meetings and possibly even floor sessions could be virtual as well as in person. Last session, they left it up to the individual members as to whether they wanted to participate in person or virtually. I expect many members to take advantage of this until more people are vaccinated from what has turned out to be a really horrible virus. Also, with the start of session, they have started filing bills, and the bills are going to start rolling in fast. Between now and the bill filing deadline, which is March 31st for the House and March 11th for the Senate, we are most likely going to see well over 1,000 bills filed. And as the session progresses, we're going to keep you all informed to all of the bills filed that pertain to retirees and where they are in their journey to becoming actual law. That being said, a few days ago, Senate Bill 4, which is titled Equal Tax Treatment for Government Retirees, was filed. This bill addresses one of our highest legislative priorities, which is maintaining pension value. We here at NCRGEA would like to give a huge thanks to our three primary sponsors. The first, Senator Jim Bergen, who's a Republican representing Harnett, Johnson, and Lee counties, and he's the lead sponsor of this legislation and will guide it through the Senate. Also, a big thanks goes out to Senator Don Davis, who's a Democrat from Greene and Pitt counties, and Senator Michael Lazzara, who's a freshman Republican from Jones and Onslow counties. What this bill does, this bill extends to state and local retirees who vested after August 12, 1989, the ability to deduct their annual pension income from their adjusted gross income. This bill permits pension income deductions for individual taxpayers in two categories. First, retired members of the United States Armed Services or survivors who are in the federal retirement plan, and second, retired employees who are in the state, local, or federal retirement plans. The deductions become effective when the state reaches revenue thresholds in general fund collections. For the military retirees, the deduction is effective the year after the state revenue collections reach $23.83 billion, and for retired government employees, the deduction kicks in the year after the state revenue collections reaches $24.23 billion. Also, just to keep you guys updated, the lobbying team here at NCRGEA has already been hard at work meeting with the legislators on both sides of the aisle to discuss our yearly legislative priorities. Recently, we had great meetings both with Representative Sain and Representative Robert Reeves. Representative Sain represents Lincoln County and is a Republican senior chair of the House Appropriations Committee. Representative Reeves is a representative from Chatham County who was just elected amongst his caucus and promoted to House Democratic leader. So basically, he's the #1 Democrat in the entire House. We talked with him about all of our legislative priorities and specifically about the COLA. Robert Reeves understands that yearly inflation without a cost of living adjustment continues to decrease the overall pension value to every retiree. He happily committed to continuing to make this a Democratic caucus issue and looks forward to working with us this session to identify on both sides of the aisle the best sponsors for our COLA bill. Our team also met with Representative Jason Sain. Like I said before, he's a Republican senior appropriations chair and is a member of the Republican leadership team in the House. Basically, he gave us a preview of what he might expect from this session on the budget front and with COVID-related issues. Representative Sain mentioned that although there is some uncertainty with long-term revenue projections due to COVID and this resulting impact in our economy, there does appear to be non-recurring funding available for funding priorities. After this week's COVID bill, there's probably going to be more COVID-related legislation to deal with federal legislation passed in December and any new legislation pushed by the Biden administration. We also talked with him about all of our NCR-GEA priorities, and he understands our needs and is very sympathetic to our issues. I want to thank you all really quickly for tuning in. We promise to keep you updated and are trying to make these these videos more of a regular thing because it just helps keep all of you updated and informed on what all is unfolding down at the General Assembly. Thanks.